Good evening. Welcome back to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I'm your host. And Rich is back. Rich is back. Good evening, Rich. How are you?
Big up, Rich.
I was muted, so my hello wasn't very good. Hello, everyone. Very good. Very good. It's Christmas. It's the holidays. I've got most of the next 3 weeks off. The sun isn't shining, but hopefully it will be later today.
I'm having issues with me Ethernet. What's going on here?
No one's cheerful enough. City.
How was the asses, Rich? How was the asses?
And Ed, right. Ed, Rich, run it a sec while I just try and figure.
Okay. The Ashes was, well, on the pitch, we were a lot better in Adelaide than we had been in the previous two, but we still lost. But Adelaide is an absolutely brilliant city for going for cricket. Huge stadium, massive crowd, huge amount of fans over from the UK. So, yeah, quite literally, you'll see a football shirt for pretty much every team of the 92 teams in the league. Everyone having a few drinks, having a good chat, having a good sing song, and trying to watch a bit of cricket in between. So, no, I had a fantastic couple of days. Caught up with two of my best mates in the world, who were over from the UK. So, yeah, we had a brilliant time. And Adelaide's beautiful. For anyone ever visiting Australia, ever comes here for the cricket, I'd say I'd rate Adelaide actually the best of the four places I've been to watch cricket here. And then City won afterwards.
Yeah, we're not talking about cricket, Rich. Crap.
Yeah. Both days go away. Cricket's not going well, but City win to cheer me up.
Big up, Briggs. Good evening, mate. Yeah, good evening, Mingy Wong. How the devil are you, my son? Yeah, hit that subscribe and the like button. Really does help. Good evening, Michael Feeney. I have had your message. I will respond back to you later today, mate. Happy with the result against West Ham, but I would not get carried away. West Ham didn't really get it City yesterday. I'll really give us a game. I think the next for this game will be harder. I'm going to talk about that because I've seen some people suddenly downplay yesterday's game, which surprised me a bit because we play a team and we basically make it look easier and it's crap. A team gives us a game and we're still crap.
I think it was led. It was led by Pep. Pep came out and massively downplayed the game, and made a big thing in his post-match conference about how City were going to have to improve significantly if we wanted to be winning games in March, April, and May. A bit like after the previous game where Foden was man of the match and he came out and he criticised the way Foden played, said Foden needs to play much better. I think it's a real sign that Pep now really thinks we can win multiple trophies.
I think he's doing it on purpose, though, Rich, and too many people are getting too much into it. He's doing that to big up the team, but everyone's taking it the wrong way around.
Yeah, to big them up, but to calm them down,
exactly.
To get them focused.
Keep feet on the ground.
But he clearly now thinks we can win multiple trophies this season, and he clearly now thinks he needs to get the players up to a level even above where they're playing now to get them ready to play really big games, like PSG away or Bayern Munich away, and the game against Arsenal stuff. And he's thinking about those games, and he's thinking about March and April and the level we need to be to get there. So I think the change through this season is incredible. And yesterday we probably should have won 5 or 6-0. I don't think we really got out of second or third gear. And, I think what Pep was criticising was a couple of times we lost the ball, a couple of times we gave them chances, but it was men against boys. It was, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I think people are just. I don't know. I've said this for a long time. I don't think Pep helps himself sometimes with some of these comments. I think some people play into these comments a bit far too much. Like I said, Pep can't win for coming forward or backwards anymore. We win 3-0 and now we're not playing great. Well, why go into fifth gear when you don't need to go into fifth gear?
Oh,
not be funny. If you saw that bench yesterday, would you try and go in fifth gear and get? Anyway, we'll go into it because
the secret to our success is not getting out of, not getting into fifth gear until April, not getting into fourth gear till January. I mean, that is how we've been good. And all the other teams are in fifth gear in December, and then they've got no energy, no petrol left when they're getting to the end of the season. So it's quite deliberate.
No, for me, I mean,
Yeah.
with the dominance in the game, I think everybody's been crying for us to be dominant. In the times we show we're dominant, people are saying the competition was subpar. I mean, you got to choose one of the other people. Either we're so dominant, the competition looks that bad, right? Because I don't think Arsenal blew them out the way like we did when they played West Ham.
But no, and Arsenal played Wolves, who are far more subpar, last week, and were lucky to get a win. Made Wolves look on a par with them. So it's not always easy to make a Premier League team look that subpar.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people want anymore. You win 3-0. It's very convincing. You don't need to get out of second or third gear. And
3-0 for like 3 games in a row, by the way.
yeah, so some are still not very happy. So I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know what people want anymore. I keep saying it. Last season has affected people a lot more than they'll ever admit to.
But in a way,
Which is surprising.
Yeah,
which is surprising, Rich, because you know yourself, we've had far worse seasons than last season.
Yeah, but in a way, in the past, Martin, when we had, awful seasons, if you had a good season afterwards, it actually made you enjoy it more and be more over the top. I don't understand how improving and getting better can seem to make people even more miserable. Like that's what I don't get. When we were rubbish, we'd win a couple of games on the trot the next season, and we'd be like thinking we're going to get to Wembley. Come on, we've made the 5th round of the FA Cup. We're going to do it. This is our year. So I don't know. I don't get the negativity.
What do you mean? Pep clearly doesn't. We'll get into that, but you do know Marmoush is at the AFCON, don't you, mate? So what do you want him to do? Bring him back from the AFCON?
Martin, I do think there is an element of it with all fan bases now, though. I mean, I think there's a general malaise in the world. You see it certainly in the Western world. There's a general malaise at the moment, and I think you meet a lot of miserable Arsenal fans at the minute. You'll meet 20% of them who think they're the best team who's ever played the game. There's not that many fans who are giddy. Maybe Villa fans, but there aren't that many fans who are giddy. Most fans are like looking at the negatives, not the positive, in a lot of clubs.
That I disagree with. I totally disagree with you on that part, though. I don't think that was not a dreadful, soulless performance.
No, I think second half, like we do a lot of times.
With respect, just totally disagree with you on that part, though.
If you watch Man City enough, at certain times when we get ahead of opponents, instead of going all out, we slow the game down, we slow the tempo down, and we pass. And sometimes, yes, that does get us in trouble sometimes, but we're trying to conserve energy because we know it's a long season. And you guys have watched Man City enough.
Nunes was fantastic. However, I thought Foden was below par once again. Sabio did fine. Again, disagree. Your opinion, mate. Sabio slander. Anyway, let's get into it because, Jesus, a lot of people in the chat are in a right miserable mood. It's Christmas this week, guys. Cheer up a little bit. Cheer up. So we all. Turn your frowns upside down, my word. Anyway. No, Paro, I agree there was no atmosphere, but that's on the fans. There's not been an atmosphere for about a year and a half, Pardo, to be fair, mate. That's not on that's not on the players. With due respect, the club have caused this, Pardo, with the silly movings they're doing. The club don't want real fans in there anymore, Pardo. They don't. But I won't get into it because I'm still banned from saying, not banned, so I've got to be careful of what I say with certain things that I have heard and been told within meetings. Till they go public, I can't say anything. Right. Yesterday, let's get into it. The lineup, Donnarumma, Mateus Nunes. It's funny how Alan's not on tonight. Every time Mateus Nunes has a great performance, isn't it? Ruben Diaz, Nico Riley. Tijani Reijnders, who I'm going to have a little bit of a glaze of tonight. Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva. Ryan, get that statue built, Cherka. Apparently that's his new name. Phil Foden. Erling Braut Haaland, 103 goals for the madman. And obviously on the bench, this was the concern. I'm going to read you the bench. This was my concern and why I think they were in second gear. Nathan Aki, Charlie Gray, Reagan Heskett, Kushinov Lewis, Mafuni Sabinho, Mikasa, Trafford. That's why they're in second gear, guys. We're back to last season's bench already. 5 of the players are academy players. So, yeah, if you need to know why they're not, big up, Martin, big up, Predator. So, yeah, what think of the lineup, guys, or the bench before we get into it?
It was, I thought the only thing that could have gone differently is he could have played Savinho and rested one of the trio of midfielders who rotate. I think because we've got quite a big gap, it's a week gap, isn't it, between games? We've got quite a big Christmas gap.
Yeah.
I think because he played what he thought was his strongest 11 and didn't play Savinho instead of Bernardo or something. We're obviously there'll be a little bit more rotation. We'll probably see, I guess, with all the injuries, Cousinov, Lewis, and Savinho play, a couple of games as we go into January, because I think it's 9 games in January. So this is our last break now for, after this break, we go really, really hard. So he'll play this team. We'll probably play the same team against Forest. And then, we better hope. I know Doku was 2 to 3 weeks injury. A couple of the others might be back in 2 to 3 weeks. But that 9 games in January, starting on the 1st, and it's just non-stop. So, Semenyo is an interesting one because his clause is only the first 7 days of the
January,
transfer, isn't it? Yeah. So if we are going to sign in January, we may as well go hard and go early. And we may as well sign players in January that we think can, we could sign them on a Thursday and start them on a Saturday. So, I don't think it's a January for project players. If we're going to sign anyone, sign them and have them start. And I think the other thing, Martin, on those injuries is there any of our players on loan that, A, we're allowed to bring back in January, and B, that we would consider bringing back in January to strengthen the bench? Because, I think
the only 2 you can bring back are Echeverri and Victor Hayes. And Echeverri ain't going on no bench right now, mate. The plans for him to try and go back to Girona. He wants to go back to Argentina. Victor Hayes, I don't know, because I do think they'll make signings in Jan.
Yeah. And I think,
thank you, Dominic. Let me just do this super chat very quickly, Rich, because Stephen, our regular Arsenal fan, very sensible Arsenal fan, I will give him that. So big up, Stephen. Dan plays right. Hold on, you City lot. It was only West Ham. They are crap. Arsenal back on top because the referee doesn't know what a penalty is, Stephen. But with respect, I've noticed Arsenal fans aren't moaning about referees this weekend. But Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you as well. And you got the best Christmas present. A gilt-edged penalty not given. But hey-ho. You win some, you lose some. So, yeah, there you go.
So, so I think it was everything. If I'd have wanted something from the game yesterday, it was a win, no injuries, get some subs on to give a bit of time off.
Yeah.
And so in a way, and I've said this before, in 22, 21, 23, that's what we want. That's what we need. So every City fan should be really pleased. We don't want to be spanking someone 6-0 and running our backsides off and pumping up the fans and everything in January, but in December, because if we're doing that, we're not going to win a thing. If we want to win stuff, we need to be doing that in April and March and May. And at the moment, we need to be getting our players, going from 85 to 90 to 95 to 100%, so that we're, unbeatable in March. And this year we start to get some hard fixtures in Jan and Feb, so we're probably going to have to peak a bit earlier, possibly, Arsenal as well. Arsenal have got a much easier March, April, May league-wise. Arsenal get so many of their hard fixtures out Jan and Feb. It's so we've got to be up there, level or above them, and ready to win, the last 10 games of the season if we want to win the league.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's like I thought only maybe.
Our resident Gunners Day 115.
Sevilla might come in like a Reijnders type or something like that. That's the only change I made, with especially with the bench we have right now, especially with the limited options we have. I mean, the only players I think that will make a difference, is a Dogcu or, of course, Rodri and the John Stones. But other than that, I don't see really any difference with our bench. And I think that's why, it was good to see towards the end of the game, we get the likes of Nico G off. They get the likes of Bernardo Silva off, just because those guys have been playing a lot of minutes. And I think once we get the guys from AFCON, like Nori might come on and let O'Reilly get some rest too at that time, just because he would be playing a lot of minutes once they get back from AFCON too. So, or he might slide out Barrio. But that's why, we talk about this is a squad game. And even though
which we haven't got at the moment, we don't have a squad right now, Ed.
So but what I'm trying to say, Mark, is even though we might not rate some of the players on our bench, we still have to be able to use them efficiently or use them in the right way.
To a certain level, because I don't think Mikasa, Mifuna, Heskey, and Charlie Gray are the ones you're counting on to come into a title race here, mate.
No.
This is what I mean.
Like
people can bang on about, yeah, well, there's Arsenal fans in here banging, and there's a couple of Arsenal fans in here, and they bang on about injuries. Stephen doesn't, but some do. Gunnar does. But we have 5 academy players who've never touched our first team.
Mm-hmm.
That's injuries. And we still don't moan. That's injuries.
And
not bringing on. You've got who's the kid at Arsenal? Wanyera, who has played Premier League, and we're talking Charlie Gray, who's never even played in the bloody first team other than 10 minutes the other night in the Carabao Cup, and he's on the bench the week 3 days later in the Premier League. That's having injuries. So anyone who moans about needing to bring players in Jan. That's why. Half of our bench is kids who have never touched the Premier League. That's the concern. That can't go on in a title race. Not against a very good Arsenal team. That's the concern of it. But, I do agree. By the way, loads of people are asking me about transfers. We'll come to that towards the end. Another super chat from Stephen. Thank you, mate. No, thank you, Martin. The way you cooked to Haaland on a Samsung was legendary. What a Christmas present that was. Blessings. I'm hoping there is a show this Tuesday, Stephen. Because I'm going to wait for that. It's the referees.
Oh, Miguel was shameless, mate. Miguel was shameless. He was like an incident. He was like an incident that happened.
Yeah, it's an incident. Even though when we played Monaco and we had the exact same incident, that was a penalty. Never mind, though. Yeah, anyway, I see the chat's all in fine fiddle here. Nick, guys complaining about flicks and tricks and moaning we were boring last year. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you're ever going to get everyone happy.
Yeah, nobody's ever, not the whole fan base is going to be happy.
We're never going to be happy. We're never going to be happy, and it is what it is. Right. Obviously, though, I'm going to be honest. I thought West Ham were poor. I think we were very good first half. West Ham were poor.
But
Took us 5 minutes.
Mark,
5 minutes. Go on.
I was actually surprised how West Ham came towards the game because I thought they were going to be like in a deep low block, but they were actually out pressing us. They were actually coming on to us, and it really played into what we like. Because I said last time,
yeah, the managers try to change the way they play. The managers try to change the way they play, and they're definitely in transition as a team. He's trying to change the way they play, not being pragmatic, doing what Sean Dyche would do, and just going, right, we're going to try and never concede. Or what Moyes did when he came in. They're trying to, change in an attacking way, and it's brave considering the team they've got and the squad they've got. But it does leave them a lot more open than most teams would be in their position.
West Ham, the worst teams, come to the 80-yard. I get what you're saying. I think the last two games, the Brentford and West Ham, are what I call typical Manchester City performances. Now, what I mean by that is when we've done our 3-peat, 4-peat, and we've won all these titles, they're generally the way we play. We come out of a game going, yeah, we won 3-0. There wasn't anything spectacular. We were, it was a good game and we moved on. I think because of what happened last season and a few games this season, I think the games have been a bit more exciting because there's been a bit more jeopardy, a bit more end-to-end. Yesterday in Brentford was just the old style City. Go out, be dominant, score the goals, go back home. And I think people have come out of that comfort zone a little bit. I think everyone's gone into a little bit of worrisome, a little bit of jeopardy in games now. And the last two games have been literally typical City. Dominate, score, go on. Nothing to worry about. Normally, Edison sat in the opposite box, having his lunch, sat in a deck chair, having a cigar, chilling out. And that's exactly what happened, other than the Donnarumma save in the first half, in the second half yesterday. Other than that, now to do. And I much prefer that. Yes, it's not spectacular, but I much prefer games like yesterday. I'm sat there, 60 minutes gone, going, yeah, game over.
Definitely doesn't tear on the emotion. They're not exhausting games like yesterday. It's just.
Stephen, again with the £5. Thank you, mate. Very generous of you this Christmas. Thank you. Really do appreciate that, mate. Thank you. I was 19 last time I saw the title. Well, did you see you'll have seen too, because you'll have seen the cup double as well, won't you? 41 next year. Still think your squad is better equipped, but would love it, Kevin Keegan. Love it if we beat them. Love it. Thank you, mate. Again, for your continued support. I think it's going to, we'll talk about it at the end. I think it'll go down to I think it's going to go down to that 80-yard game. I know we're saying it's in March, but I just think both are just going to keep going at it. You go, we go, you go, we go.
Yeah.
Just surprised I got a Forest ticket. I bet you don't get a Bodo Glint one. Good luck to everyone going in the national lottery tomorrow, as Harry said. 404 tickets. Go on sale at 10 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, good luck. Have you seen where they're starting from? Well, some of the highest loyalty points we've ever started from that game. And there's not really any jeopardy on the game, and everybody wants to go
more
out.
for the experience, yeah.
Yeah, they're going for the experience, aren't they? It was paid. But I'm going to come to the Kushnoff stuff. They're not selling Kushnoff. Because Kushnoff isn't just a on-field thing. On-field thing. There's also off-field involved in it as well. Kushnoff ain't being sold. United were worse than West Ham. Probably apart from United were worse. So what do you think of the opening goal then? 5 minutes. Foden. Bing, bang, bosh. Ball across, even though people said Foden was crap. And Haaland, you bites the cherry.
Did he
I
get
love
this?
it. It was probably. Does that count? That goal count as 2xG?
No, he didn't
As
get an
Haaland should have
assist.
scored
No,
twice.
he didn't. I checked.
Yeah, because I wonder whether that's a goal assist and 2xG, and he gets 1 goal for it. And I think the second chance was harder than the first one. But anyway,
I'm
that,
having a
when that
major
went
issue.
in.
By the way,
When that
I have
went in,
asked
it was
my
like,
other half for a new camera for Christmas, so hopefully I'll have a brand new camera.
But no, I like the goal. I like the, we were really fluid in that game, and our combination of play was really good. And I think that goal kind of like symbolized that the movement we had, the intent we had behind the play, and I think that was probably one of Reijnders' best game for us. When you're talking about him connecting the play from our midfield to attack, him getting into the box, he actually did better on the ball too. He's still going to be, every player's going to lose the ball every now and then, but I thought that was one of Reijnders' best performances for us. And the pass was nice. That was a nice switch of play to find Foden in space. And Foden's just been doing what he's been doing all season. He picks his head up, he sees Haaland, and it was a lovely ball into him. And, first time hit. And, that didn't go in, but that's why he's one of the best strikers in a row. He's quick on his feet. He sees the ball again. He attacks it.
Johnny on the spot. Johnny on the spot there. Pardo, totally agree with you. I thought Bowen was our best player, especially second half. We'll get into it. But yeah, no, I think.
Yeah, I watched the game in the morning with a mate. He's a Spurs fan, and we're both saying about Bowen. It's amazing.
Oh, no, not him. Please tell me you're not hanging around with that idiot as well, Rick.
No. Good lifelong friend from the
right. Okay, guys. One day I will explain. I can't explain this Tottenham fan. He's just not a very nice person.
So
sorry,
no, so it was it was one of my best mates, lifelong friends. So we watched City and we watched Spurs, and we're just both saying about Bowen that it's amazing. He's been West Ham's best player for so many years. Got in the England team, but there's never really been any real big threats about him moving or going to a better club. Because I was saying, I'm surprised that Spurs haven't gone for Mark. I don't think he's ever been at City level, but I'm really surprised he's never gone to Spurs or Villa or United or that team in that next bracket down, because he is a good player and he's played different positions.
Okay, Rich. Sorry, before I do this, Julie has to go. So I hope you are very well, Julie. But on that, she's done 30 months now as a member. Big up, Julie. Thank you so much to Julie. And Steve again with another super chat. Man, put the card down. You'll get in trouble. Thank you so much, though. It's a ballot system for Arsenal fans as of last season, so ticket few and far between for the Red members. Merry Christmas to you all and families once again. Same to you, mate, and I hope you have a very wonderful Christmas. I want to talk about this because it's the same people coming out with the same comments, and it's getting on my nerves a little bit. I get it's their opinions, but they only ever talk about this guy, and it's the same people all the time, and it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Someone needs to explain this to me. But someone else has mentioned earlier on, Foden's going to have a poor season if he keeps getting lobbed on the left wing. And then Blue Manchester has come out again with another Foden, apart from the assist earlier on, was invisible in the game. Has Foden upset people? Has he upset people? Seriously?
No.
I need to know what's going on. What has Foden done for all this?
I don't know. I just think people, I don't know, like, I guess there's people own expectations for him because he's doing a great job. I don't know. I know this is the thing, though. I think people have to realize KDB didn't have the best possession stats, the best packing actually at times because of the way he played. And Foden carried over that. So, guys, yes, they're going to lose the ball at times. Yes, it's going to appear sloppy at times, but that's just because of the level of freedom they're getting on the pitch. I didn't hear any of this when KDB lost the ball multiple times in a row because he came up with a wonder pass. So let's be honest about it. and let's, understand what we have.
Yeah, nah,
I don't know.
I think Foden's been one of the best players in the Premier League this season. As in the top 10 or so players. I don't get it. I don't get any of their agendas against players. I never have, never will. Don't like it. I think it's just kind of some kind of form
just
of
1 minute.
bullying, to be
Total
honest.
football talk. I can get you on, but I'm locked out of the Instagram account at the minute. So if you can DM me on Twitter or email me, I can send you the link. I'm locked out of the Instagram. Aussie is hopeless at technology at the minute. So Aussie has accidentally locked me out of the Instagram, so I can't get in to send links. So my apologies.
Could be a military coup.
So I would love to get you on. If you can email me or DM me on Twitter, I can get you on.
Pat looks like he's just had a massive night, but he's had a shower and he's just tried to get himself looking normal. But he's had a big one last night. He's been out,
Stephen again with another one.
With his
Big
lady.
up, Stephen.
Yeah, I was out celebrating another 3-0 victory.
Apparently it was boring. Be careful.
Hey, even though you're Arsenal fan, Stephen, you're a legend, man. Even though you're Arsenal
I'm
fan.
folding the shit again. But we'll get into it. I'm just going through it all now because I'm just...
We can't have full slander.
Hey ho. Hey, diddy ho, diddy ho, diddy ho ho. Right. Again, Stephen again with the £5. Tottenham Hotspur fan. Typical. Their logo is a cockerel balancing on a basketball. No, he is an Arsenal fan, but he's a very sensible Arsenal fan. He's not one of these. So, treat Stephen with a bit of respect. He's a nice guy. Foden could have scored. I don't know. Listen, yes, chickens. I'm not going to lie. Foden is my favourite player, so I will back him more. But I don't think he deserves the slander. I don't think he deserves the slander he's getting by Mena. That's just my honest opinion. I mean, the guy this season has scored 10 goals and 4 assists in all comps. And we're not even at Christmas. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. We have high expectations for Foden. But his G&A is on par to where KDB was Blue Moonchester. Yeah, the thing is, I don't expect any player to have a world-class game every game. Cherky will go through some blips. Haaland will go through blips. Reijnders we've seen gone through blips, and now he's coming out the other side. We've just got to relax a little bit.
Everyone's expecting Madrid 4-0 every week.
I just don't know. Each to your own. Each to your own. I don't get. I think Phil's been punished for last season. I think he is one who's been punished for last season. If I'm honest with you. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, obviously 1-0 up. And then we go on and we make it 2-0. 10 minutes before half time. Through to Reijnders, who I've got to say, by the way, thought he had a very, very good game yesterday.
Yes, he was very good.
Game. Anyone want to talk about Reijnders' good performance yesterday?
She just came in. You want to talk about that goal?
I mean, the goal, Tijani's was probably the pick of the goals. I mean, just the overall play in that was just spectacular. That was easily the one that was nicest to watch. But overall, Reijnders had a fantastic game. He just seemed, you're right. I think he's finally getting to grips with the English game, realizing you don't have as much time on the ball, but his positioning has really improved as well too. LB made a really good point yesterday. He said he felt like he was sort of letting the game go by him over the last couple of months of that, but doesn't seem to be doing that anymore. And I definitely agree with him on that one. And I thought this is a sort of player who, I'm not saying it needed time, because I think when you get to that age of about 27 years old, that's when you're probably at your prime physically and also with your football brain as well. And he would pick it up sooner or later. And it's good to see him playing the way he's playing now, given the fact that we do have a few injuries and rotation is a key thing at the moment. So You know, it wasn't that long ago we were saying, "Oh, just leave him for Champions League games because he seems to perform better in those." But now, like, he's getting very close now to just being a regular now in that midfield role.
Yeah, I know for me, for the goal, again, you know, it came off us pinning them back inside their penalty box, applying that pressure. You know, I really thought we did a really good job winning the second balls that came out too. And, you know, Turkey again, you know, a lot of you know, we've been talking about Turkey a lot recently. He gets on the ball at the edge of the penalty box. Great footwork, great dribbling. And, you know, the link up he has with players is great for how short of a time he's been here. And again, I'm gonna say this again, Haaland, his play ability now, we're seeing that increase every time on the pitch. He gets the ball, it's a 1-2 with Reijnders. He sees him. And, you know, it's a great finish by Reijnders. We have to, you know, it's a good control off the pass, creates a little space, and this rockets us into the roof. The goalkeeper had no chance to get to it. And, you know,
Love that goal.
Did you get the sense?
Absolutely loved that goal because it had everything. It had Shirky pressing and working hard defensively. It had Haaland linking play, and then a midfielder running on and getting a good finish. Like that goal. You know, it's not not the greatest goal we'll score this season, but to get Shirky, that lazy player who's never going to be able to work hard, pressing and creating. To get Haaland, that goal scorer, he can't do anything else but score tap-ins, to lay across a beautiful pass. It was everything Pep would want to see in a goal. And, you know, I think he will have been watching that back later that evening with a big smile on his face, because that is everything he wants to see from three different players and doing what isn't their main thing and doing it perfectly.
Rich, when you go back and actually have a look at the replay of the goal, and you look at Tajani's movement in the build-up to it, it screams what Gundogan used to do for us in the false when we were playing the false nine coming out of COVID. His movement for that goal was exceptional, and that's what we always applauded Gundogan for, his arrival in the box at the right time, that whether it be for the pass or for the finish. And that's exactly what Tajani Reijnders did. And if he's starting to read games in a similar way to what Ilkay Gundogan was doing, then we've got a killer midfielder there for the next few years.
There we go. Stephen again. Thank you, Stephen. Put the card down, buddy. Oh, really, dude. Stephen, you had a bad one here.
Someone backed the winner over the weekend.
Send Foden down to us. He'll get Arsenal over the line before our time. This is what I'm saying. Put Foden on the open market, and every team in the world's after him, guys. He's crazy. I just find it astonishing. I think, listen, each to your own.
You also have to big up Nico G for that goal too. The way, because he's the one who won the second ball in the instance and got it over to Turkey. You know, Nico, we can't say enough about Nico G lately, man.
I'm just happy Nico was off within around the 60-minute mark again. I mean, if that's a sensible way to rotate when you know your options are limited in that part of the field, it's good that we're able to get good minutes out of him, get a good contribution out of him, and then still be able to find a decent support act so he can at least rest. Because if you think about it, I'm pretty sure the last 4 or 5 fixtures, he's played in all of it. I'm pretty sure he's been off within the 60 to 70 minute mark. And over the course of a season, that amount of minutes that you can avoid playing is going to make a huge difference in the next few months.
Can I just say about Nico? Yeah, I did, mate. I will email you back. I only got it today, so I will email you back. I'm way behind on email, so my apologies. I will get there, but yes, I will email you back. And thoughts are with you, mate. Thoughts are always with you. Thank you for renewing for a 19th month as well. That is amazing. And you know what that gets? Oh, you could have a.
I hope that was a soundboard.
That sounded like Tommy Cooper.
Yeah, we found a soundboard now. Cherky's doing more than Foden. See, now this is the point. Cherky's flavour of the month. So there you go.
And this is why I'm wearing this top today, man, because people are saying Turkey's the best signing City has ever done. Guys, we have a monster that scored 103 goals and not even in 3 seasons yet. What are we doing here? Just
Because
calm
again,
down.
you know what it is? People like the flicks, the tricks, the boners, the everything else. They love it. And I get it. He's playing phenomenal. But I said this I think I said this last night, Friday night. The only way we praise a player is by putting down one of our own. And I don't understand it. It's my biggest gripe at the minute. Big up a player by putting down your own.
And is it, Martin, is it just, are the City fans actually at the games and in Manchester doing this, or is this just,
no?
Because
no. This is what I mean. So I'm not saying that.
Nobody is in the heart
I keep
of
hearing
every
this.
City fan from the Northwest.
I don't know where this is going on in the ground, because I've had a chat with Big Steve and other people about this when they're in the ground. Yeah. No one's slagging Savinho off around me. No one is slagging Foden off around me. So I don't know where this is going on.
So it's online then. I mean, you can get people watching.
It's a digital fan base.
No, some are saying it's happening in the ground. Then you need to tell us where you're sitting, because it's not happening in level 1 of North Stand.
Because I know that
you need to tell me where it's happening, guys. It's not happening at away games. Savinho got a standing ovation at Selhurst Park. Ask Nick Jackson, who's in the chat. Savinho got applauded on and off the field at Selhurst Park.
I've not heard a City fan I know ever slag off Foden. What I know.
I don't get where all this is going on.
I've never heard it.
I am coming to the transfers, and that's where everyone went. So people need to tell me where this is happening within which part of the ground, because it's not happening in the part I'm in. No, but we're not saying Cherky's not a baller, but why is it the new toy? This was in 125. Well, how many people? Because you need to tell me then, because it's not happening where we are. The thing is, Cherky's the new toy of the month. It's a shiny toy. Get him in. And that's the bit I don't get it. Not about flicks or skills. All blocking in the game has been immense. Well, Foden has more goals than Cherky, then. It's not a competition. Cherky's doing well at assists. Foden's chipping in with goals. Why can't we embrace the both?
I don't think one can do it without the other as well.
This is where I'm going to call people out, Rich. Because last season, Savinho got 11 assists, and everyone said he's not scoring enough goals. Now, assists count more than goals. So what is this? Last season, when Savinho got 11 assists, he wasn't scoring enough goals. Now, Cherky's getting assists, not the goals, but the assists matter. And Foden's scoring double-figure goals, but he's not getting the assists. So what it's telling me is you're picking and choosing based on the player. Otherwise, you wouldn't have slagged Savinho off for 11 assists last season. So people need to start having a little bit of consistency in what they're saying, because it's not making sense anymore.
People also need to understand it's a team game. Like for me, this is what has always got the one I've hated being slagged off in the last year or two is Bernardo, because so much, for me, during Pep's reign, Bernardo has been the ultimate team player for us. He's let De Bruyne or Gundogan or Silva, Aguero, Haaland, he's allowed those players to shine, because Bernardo has been the one who has gone to play alongside the number 6. He's gone and helped out the left back or the right back. He's gone and held a wide position, even though it's not where he's best. He's always been the player who's sacrificed himself to do what the team needs at that time. And that's why I think Bernardo is up there with De Bruyne, Silva, Company, Aguero in the absolute legends of this club, because I don't think any of those players would have been able to be as good as they are, especially the ones in more the 21 to 25 team, without Bernardo there as the ultimate team player, burying himself, running the most miles every week to allow our team to play. And I think Cherky would not be playing and getting the way to play that he has been without space created by Foden, without Foden doing running, without it being a team, team thing. He wouldn't be doing what he's doing without Nico Gonzalez stepping up to play as well as he is. And I think, Haaland scores the goals. At the moment, Cherky is providing the assist, but they're doing it because the whole team is working is working with the aim of getting the ball to Cherky in dangerous positions or getting the ball to Haaland, with a shot on goal. And Foden's excellent this year. He's been working harder than he ever has. He's been coming back further. He's been scoring and assisting. He's third top scorer or fourth top scorer in the Premier League this season.
The one thing I will say, Rich, to answer your question, because I might put it in, and I wanted to. What you're finding is people ain't gonna like it. So, example, I've asked people. It's generally some younger fans. Mateo said this as well. It's the younger fans that were doing the slagging.
Because I just don't.
So I just put that down to, they just get excited, this, that, and the other. But a lot of the older, it sounds so ageist here, but I'm not. The older fans are not behaving like this.
Yeah. I couldn't.
Like Nick said, he had a go at someone yesterday who booed Savio. And I bet. And the thing is, this is the problem. There's a lot of the fights in the stadium are the younger and the older fans fighting, not fighting, but disagreeing.
Yeah. But who thinks...
Doesn't happen in my end. Yeah. Nothing like that happens in my end. Because Alan will tell you my end's always empty. So that's what I'll tell you.
I'm very old, and I've never, and I can honestly say this, I've never booed a player playing for City.
I haven't. No, I'm not going to lie. I booed Edgill. No, we all booed Edgill. Yeah. We all booed Edgill a little bit. Let's be honest.
I didn't boo Edgill.
You did. Everyone gave Edgill a little bit of boo action.
No.
And that was wrong.
No. I hated that. There were fans back then who hated Edgill getting booed because he was a local lad giving his all for City, and
it was local. It was my sister's neighbour. That's how local he was.
Yeah.
So you were the first one to boo every week.
Yeah, Martin booed him outside his sister's house.
I went up to his
Martin booed him if he didn't pick up his post from the post box out the front quick enough.
He's filling up petrol at BP and Martin.
Shit.
I was putting stink bombs through the letter post box. I've got your back.
So we know for a fact he was booing Edgill. He was booing Allsop. He was he was booing Barry Conlon.
Has anyone? Have we ever had a player who getting booed was going to make them play better? Yeah,
we booed managers.
You see players, managers and chairmen is probably different. I can't say I've never booed a manager or a chairman, because I have, but not a player. Apart from when they've left and joined another club, where I obviously have booed plenty of ex-City players playing against us, and I've certainly booed Peter Swales and other chairmen, and I've certainly booed managers like Alan Ball and Steve Coppell. But
Edgill, I felt sorry for. Edgill got it. Bit old Rico, he got it. Right. I mean, let's move on. I've got to say, I thought we did it again yesterday. Did anyone think we came out in that 10, 15 minutes in that second half sloppy as hell again?
Oh, yeah. Thanks again, Donnarumma. Otherwise, it was another Sunderland situation.
I just thought we gave Pardo made a great point earlier. Thought we gave Gerard Bowen 15 minutes of freedom.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's just us switching off when we come out of the second half, or a tactic change by the manager and us trying to get used to the tactic change, but it just happens far too often for my liking.
Yeah, I think this is what Pep means when he says about improving. I think that's what it means, because we are coming out a little bit sloppy in that second half a lot.
But Blue
And I
Moon,
think he made the subs at the right time as well.
But Blue Moon, it wasn't just Foden who was losing the ball. Everybody was losing the ball.
It was a collective effort of sloppiness.
But to be fair, Blue Moon, you only siphon out one player. Every show you mention one player. And sometimes there's just patterns. And like Ed said, there was a lot of players losing the ball in that first 10, 15 minutes. Including Cherka. Everyone was losing the ball. Everybody. That's what I mean. We've got to be consistent with it. We've got to stop supporting Player FC. The badge in the front is what matters, not the name on the back. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we're coming out a bit too relaxed sometimes.
Yeah, we're not willing to allow ourselves to accept that, the teams are probably going to change things up a bit if they're 2 goals down. Yeah.
You know, but luckily enough, Pep made them changes, which I will say were a bit worrisome at the time, because when you look at Rico Lewis, Sabinho, and that coming on and cushioning off, I was like, "Whoa, where are we going here?" I think Gonzalez needed to come off. Reijnders, I was a bit unsure because I thought he was having a good game. But I've got to say, I thought all 3 subs contributed to the game very, very well. I've got to say they did. I thought Rico Lewis was very good when he come on. Savio was very good. I think this, I know it's only 20-odd minutes, but what's everyone thinking about this Nunes as backup CDM for 20 minutes?
I was glad you got to that, yeah.
Because again, Alan is not on tonight. Alan's never here when we do a Cafuna situation. Alan is never here.
I wouldn't say it was faultless, but he certainly looked comfortable in that role, didn't he?
And what a ball out to Savinio, by the way.
Yeah.
What a ball. See you later, son.
Credit, you got to give credit Mateus and Savio for making the run as well.
Yeah.
I thought they were all good. Go on, Ed.
I thought Nunes did a great job. I thought, I think, of course, he's not going to look like a fine-tuned machine in there, because it's going to gradually take him to that. But if he can give us those quality minutes to rest Nico G until whenever Rodri is back fit, I think that's invaluable.
Yeah.
When's
the worry, son?
Well, that's why we gotta hopefully Nunes doesn't get injured, because he's playing a vital role to this team right now at right back and backup CDM.
Well, at least it's good to know that we have that as when we're really in a pinch too, isn't it?
I like Stevens'
really
enthusiasm. It was a young bench, though. I do like that.
I can ask you a question. If
wins.
If West Ham were to go down, would you take Paquetá at a discounted price?
No.
You think that ship sailed?
Oh, he was so good on the ball. Yeah.
Do you know what? It's maybe it's the way I've seen the club behave. When there's any kind of background shit like that, they tend to stay away from it.
Cut all ties, yeah. And you got to feel for Paquetá, because obviously he's been, you got to feel for him, because obviously he's been cleared of everything, and it's just taken away so much from his career.
Yeah, spot on. Which I mean, the Nunes thing. I mean, that tells me I don't think we will buy a midfielder in Jan, because he wouldn't be doing this Nunes experiment with 20 minutes. And I think Nunes is doing a good job now for 20 minutes. Yes, it's only 2 games, but I think that shows a development in Mateus Nunes as well. Because considering Pep said he was not the most intelligent person to play in the midfield role, he stuck him in the most important bit of the whole midfield for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. The most crucial part of the entire midfield. Yeah.
And he's saying go.
Squad.
That tells me how much faith Nunes has got back Pep into.
That's why I don't think you'll see Nunes go anywhere for a long time, because he is basically Pep's utility man now. He's kind of like what James Milner was when Mancini and Pellegrini were there.
Yeah, he's like Batman's utility belt. I'm totally agree. Yeah. I mean, anyone else a bit concerned about the Nunes in CDM for 20? I mean, we're only talking 20 minutes. He's not starting games, but it's giving Nico G a bit of a rest.
No, I think it's the absolute thing we need to do. We need to be figuring out ways, using our flexibility to deal with times when our squad's thin. So, I'm 100% for it. And you remember, when he's doing this, it's not just about that last 20 minutes. It's also what happens if we're under the cosh in a game. Can you move? Could you bring on an extra defender and move someone in alongside? Can you go? Can he play? An inverted game to support? Gonzalez or Rodri. If we need to be a bit more defensive. So it has a lot more adaptability than just there. And the one thing Nunes has, and pretty much, I think in the 1 or 2 games where I've seen us not look ourselves since that Tottenham and Brighton game, the 2 games where we haven't been ourselves, Villa and Newcastle, were the games where we were probably, I wouldn't say bullied, but we were certainly put under pressure with very strong, very physical, quick centre midfields. And Nunes is, aside from possibly the centre backs, he's probably our most physical player. He's fast, he's strong, he likes to get stuck in, Nunes. So getting him trained up so he can step in and help the midfield. If we're playing Villa or we're playing Newcastle and we feel we're getting a bit bullied, tactically you can make a change and you can put Nunes with Gonzalez. We can do it with Rodri and Gonzalez, and that's what we're all hoping. But, so Nunes, I think Pep is rebuilding him, and he's building him into a very important, flexible player for our team.
Maybe that was part of what he said about, saying he didn't have a brain as a midfielder. I think Pep maybe sort of broken him down to build him up again.
Yeah, Nunes is becoming a very important player. And City always need a very flexible Portuguese player, because that's the secret to our success. And if we're going to lose one, we bloody well need to create another one ready for next season. So hopefully that's what Pep's plan is. He's using voodoo magic to try and create a Bernardo replacement from Nunes.
Big up, Jay. I'll be all right. Football talk, what do you think? Thanks for joining us, mate.
Totally, mate.
Hi, good evening all. Just on the subject of Nunes, if I'm not mistaken, was prior to this game, the last time Nunes actually played in midfield, probably around this time last season. I'm sure it was around a Feyenoord game or maybe...
Brentford. Brentford, he played in there Tuesday night.
Right, okay. As in this season against Brentford.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, prior to these 2 games, sorry, it was a year ago. I'm sure it's been a good season or so on that. And in that time, we've seen him go from strength to strength in a different position and develop his ability to not only be neat on the ball, but also mop up when the ball's a bit loose. So to now start playing him again in the last couple of games in that position, he's come a long way since when he played in there last season. So I think it's fair to say it's good of Pep to test him in there to see how he now adapts to that role. Because again, confidence is a funny old thing. When it's high, you'll see it play in a completely different way, and the performance levels are completely different when they're low on confidence. And we saw that last season when he was, especially towards the beginning of last season, where his confidence wasn't the highest. We didn't trust him in midfield, but now I think we all agree that we could trust him for about 20 minutes or whatever towards back end of the game to manage the situation. So yeah.
No, and let me address Spartacus, man, because he keeps on talking about.
I was coming to it, but go on.
No, let me explain this, man, because I'm a mind reader. I can tell. Savio had a good cameo, but in his cameo, it showed why we are in the market. The first touch he did, the ball is taken gets taken away. The second one was a beautiful first touch. He slides it into Rico, gets played to Haaland. The next instance he gets the ball, he dribbles it out. The next one, he shows good work rate, comes back defensively, does a good job. The next time, he gets a through ball in and he misses a goal. This is why he's not as reliable right now, and he still needs to be worked up. And that is why we're in the market for a more consistent winger. It was a good cameo. He did a good job, but at the same time, it also showed it was also good and bad. It's a mixture, and he's a mixed bag right now because he's a young player. He's not going to be that consistent all the time for us.
And wingers like that nearly are always a mixed bag. I mean, I thought even in his season where he was arguably one of the top 5 players in the world, when he got 50 goals and assists, Raheem Sterling was getting a lot of criticism for the good and the bad. I think it's an inevitability of that position because your job is to try and do a bit of magic. We hammered Jack Grealish, and Jack Grealish almost, partly from the fans, partly from Pep, didn't make mistakes, but he got hounded out of the club by a lot of fans because in not making mistakes, he turned away around, went backwards, didn't get many assists. And the truth is, if you're a winger, you've either got to do things badly to do them brilliant, or you've got to be so conservative that you start to wonder whether there's any point you being a winger. And, the truth is, Cherky makes mistakes. De Bruyne made mistakes. Because if you're going to do passes like Cherky does, you're going to lose the ball sometimes. Yeah, I mean, it's... And at the moment, Savinho comes on, does 4 good things and 2 bad things. All anyone talks about are the bad things. Whereas if Cherky does 4 good things and 2 bad things, all anyone talks about is the good things. And you've just got to try and look at these things objectively, and get behind him. And if there's anyone who needs support, it's a player who, to me, looks like a confidence player. Savinho looks a bit scared at times, like Gabriel Jesus did. And you get behind those players.
Oh, no, don't talk about Jesus, Rich. My God. Gabriel Jesus is the new coming of Messi now. Have you heard the way they're talking about him? Gyökeres is shit. Put him to the bench, and Gabriel Jesus is now the star man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, I digress. Good evening, Steve. Hope you are well. And then obviously the third goal, like I said, Nunes, what a ball into Savinho, down.
Great first touch.
Great first touch. Obviously, it does fall nicely to Haaland.
Yeah.
I think both did yesterday. But Johnny on the spot. And by the way, the big man has now overtook a certain CR7.
He's also overtaken Franny Lee in all-time cities. He's also overtaken Franny Lee in all-time goal scorers.
Yeah, Pat, I was reading somewhere if he keeps up this trend, he'll be the second all-time City player if he keeps up this goal.
Yeah, by the end of the season, he'll be either second or third. Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever realise how good a striker we've got one day?
I hope not, because there's been too many of our players that have gone on and played 8 to 10 years at this club, and then we don't realise how good they were until they were gone. I think we need to appreciate Haaland while he's still playing.
What I mean is, Pat, if this was him doing it, I don't just mean City, I mean the world of football.
Yeah.
If this was being done at Barcelona or Real Madrid or PSG or at Liverpool, he'd be front page, back page, centre page, every page going. He'd be on the BBC, Sky Sports, everywhere.
Oh, there'd be no more page 3 model. It'd be page 3 Haaland.
I seriously think, I think Erling Braut Haaland gets massively underrated as some guy. Do you know what I think? And people will know what I mean when I say this. Do you remember Sean Goater? He scored a load of goals, but they were like off his shin, his dick, his back of his arse cheek. They were coming off his arm, his leg, his hand. I feel like he's just an overhyped Sean Goater the way they talk about him.
Yeah.
And I find it so disrespectful. It's unreal.
It's a very common, but Lineker and Shearer were talking about this the other day. They were kind of saying the same and basically saying that he's so good, you completely take the fact he's going to score for granted. And it's almost
sorry,
like
man,
one
I
goal a
back
game.
all City players.
It's the baseline. It's the baseline for Haaland is one goal. And people don't consider he's had a good game until he scored 2. And there's been no other striker, no other number 9 in history. Every other striker in history has been judged on whether they score 1 goal. And Haaland's judged on whether he scores 2. And that's because he is playing at a level. And Mbappe is not far off that goal a game level. And Kane and Lewandowski are close, but their goal scoring at a level double what any strikers pretty much back to Dixie Dean when, the last, Dixie Jean, Clough, Greaves, etc., scored nearly a goal a game. And we just, But I think Haaland is utterly determined to get a Ballon d'Or, isn't he? He's utterly determined to
I don't
have
think he'll
himself
ever get it.
universally seen as best. Depends what happens. If we got to the right at the end of the Champions League, he top scored by a mile in the league, and Norway go well in the World Cup, then he could do. And I think Norway are a shout to go quite deep in the World Cup because they've played away for 2 or 3 years. They've got 6 or 7 top quality players. They play away designed to get Haaland to score. They're physical and they've got quality. So I wouldn't be surprised if Haaland goes and gets 6-7 goals at the World Cup. And I think that, as along with City going deep in the Champions League, he would be up there. Because I don't
what's going to happen now.
Yeah,
what's going to happen now, Rich. Messi's going to win the World Cup, and Haaland will finish second to him again. And then somehow you'll find out that actually winning the MLS as well is a major contributing factor to Messi winning the Ballon d'Or, winning the Ballon d'Or as much as it was the World Cup. If I get what you're saying, if Haaland produced the same numbers this season as he did in the treble season, and won the Champions League, and let's say got to the quarterfinals of the World Cup, I think he's definitely a shout for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. No, I think he absolutely is. Obviously, if Barcelona win the league and Spain get to the World Cup final, and Barcelona win the Champions League, you're probably going to see Yamal or something. But I think it will depend on, certainly that for 26, it will depend on the World Cup, the Champions League, and it depends a lot on your club. If you get knocked out in the last 16 of the Champions League, or you get knocked out in the group stage of the World Cup, you're probably not going to be a contender, however well you've done. So it's up to City to outplay Barcelona and Bayern and up to Norway to go well in the World Cup. But I'm going to have a bet on Norway as an outsider to get to a semi-final or something, because I can't see they've got the quality to win it. But I think they could be the surprise team that goes
kind of like Morocco a few years back.
Yeah, Croatia. Croatia are probably an example. A small team, one genuinely world-beating player, 6 or 7 top quality, top league players playing the same football the same way for year after year, and becoming far more effective than others.
Oh, by the way, again, we get told that the Mancunian way we talk a load of golf. But the players were in today, training, as you've all seen, and now they're all off till Friday.
Friday or Thursday.
Well-earned break. Well-earned, yeah.
I don't want to say we told you so, but we kind of told you so. We even know the days to training there, guys, now. You know what I mean?
Friday or Thursday.
And I told you, the last 3 fixtures have been 6 days apart. Players are loving that right now.
I don't want to say we know, but we know, guys. It's a joke, what anyone says. Yeah, but they were in this morning, and then they've had the afternoon, and they've gone. So they're going to have
Friday or Thursday they come back, because I know we play Saturday.
Thursday night, they're due back Friday.
Okay.
And then
they may do Thursday afternoon. I don't know. I will ask, but they're off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday now. Definitely. And some of them have flown out.
Yeah.
Some of, I know Diaz is despaired. Diaz has gone out of the country. He couldn't wait to get on a plane and piss off him. Like, bye, I'm gone. Enjoy yourself, mate. Enjoy yourself. Yeah. It is what it is. I don't get why. But I hope they do have a nice rest now. I hope they do. Now, man of the match before we get into, because Semenyo news has come out.
Man
Man of the match, anyone? Before we go, flex our muscles around.
I'm gonna say Haaland, man.
Haaland. Ooh. See, I'm
Haaland.
going to go for Tijani Reijnders.
Same. Yep.
I'm chucking it to TR.
Yeah, big dog Tij.
Yeah, so.
I kind of want to give it to Nico G on a cumulative basis because he has deserved so many man of the matches and he never gets one. Man, you're going to have to go on to transfers soon. You're going to have to go on to transfers soon.
Yeah.
Oh, people. Right, Cuz thing. I know Liverpool want Kushinov. Ignore that. City not letting Kushinov go anywhere. He's too important on and off the field. All will be revealed soon.
Total football. Who's your man of the match? I didn't hear you say your.
I think there's some really good shouts there, to be fair. I mean, it's hard not to give it to a player when he scores 2 goals. But I do think Nico Gonzalez is a very, very good shout. He had some lovely passes in that game. And Reijnders had one of his best performances so far.
Since Wolves, his best, I think.
I think it's his best.
Yeah. His most
Nick.
performance.
He's shit, sell him. No hat trick for Ireland for 17 months. Get him out.
Well, Rich, we all know who would have turned those braces into hat tricks if we had him.
Stop talking about Arsenal, you useless non-entities.
Son,
You're in a City
Kiwi
channel,
striker.
you pleb. You've joined a City channel, you pleb.
Gotta love Arsenal. Gotta love them.
Stop joining City chats. You know what I mean? You couldn't make it up. Up there for thinking, down there for dancing, as my dad once said. Lewis should have passed to Haaland. Probably true. For one thing, I've taken out for granted. We think what he does is normal when it's clearly not. It really isn't, and that's the scary thing.
It's normal for him, though.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's normal for him.
Go and ask Arsenal.
Hey, Black, come May, I've got a big fat cigar waiting. That's coming out in May.
So you're copying me from when we last won the league.
Yeah, with a big bottle of champers.
Have you actually
And
got
you know what? I will go on
got
Blue
the
Pill,
cigar
Red
yet?
Pill, and I will either congratulate Igal or I will spark that big fat cigar up in front of him with a glass of champers and drink his tears. One of the two. So I'll either congratulate him or I will be enjoying a glass of champers. One of the two. But I can't rule out Aston Villa, by the way. While they're here, they're still in it. They're 1 point behind.
Yep.
So you got to give them the due. They're on an unbelievable run. I've got to give Aston Villa some love as well. Right. But yeah, cushion up. No, won't go anywhere. Semenyo. Us and United now. I think it will be us.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense as a signing for United.
I think Antoine Semenyo will be there, and it'll be done early because it is true. His release clause is only the first 10 days.
Rich, the only way Semenyo might go to United is Alexis Sanchez situation.
If they
offer him the bigger bucks.
Yeah, but I don't even know that. Yeah, I don't think he's about that. From everything he sees, going back to Bristol City, he's focused on playing. He's focused, and I actually think, bizarrely enough, he probably got a chance of more game time at City than he has at United, partly because we play a lot more football because of Europe and stuff. But
Yeah.
United have got quite a few of those kind of wide, not fully strikers, wide players. You know, I mean, in a way, that's kind of what, you know, a bit more like what Cunha and Bremo and players like that are. So I think he's more unique at City than he is at United. And
Yes, he will.
you know, he'll get more games at City.
Well, what's this?
And
Semenyo won't join us if Sabinho is still there. Yes, he will. Got 2 wingers, mate, in the whole club. Of course,
he's a
going to
goal
join.
scoring winger. You know,
He's
the
a
other
more
thing
yeah.
about
He's a wide forward.
and he is out off the ball. He's an incredibly hard-working footballer. You know, he's the sort of player Pep would love. He gets goals, but he works his backside off. And we will be a better side defensively with him in the side playing, you know, on the wing than most of our other options.
Who's he been brought in to actually replace, though? I mean,
Oscar
at the moment, Oscar Bob. So then what? So are we expecting him to start playing on the right-hand side and competing with Cherky?
Well, he can play right or left.
Cherky will be in the middle. Cherky shoot is floating in the middle more, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a floater.
Okay.
He'll also give Doku some rest too, because we've been flogging Doku out.
What does that mean for Marmoush then? Because this is where I'm starting to get a little puzzle where what does the future hold for Marmoush if we bring Semenyo in?
I think it's a squad game, and I think Marmoush, I'm going to be honest with you, I think he was brought in as Haaland's backup.
That is becoming more and more apparent.
But I think anyone is. Any striker you buy is Haaland's backup.
I think people at the time, like, we also have to remember when Marmoush came in, we didn't have a squad really. We were trying to rebuild our squad, so of course we're trying to get him in and everywhere because of the quality he does possess.
Yeah, I think actually I'd go beyond that. I think when Marmoush was signed, we were not, you know, a couple of us were, you know, maybe Ozzy and me, but the majority of the fan base, and I think Pep, were not convinced that Doku was going to become the player he has in 2025. So I think when Marmoush was signed, there was probably a view he'd play a lot of games on the left as well as centre forward. Marmoush is, and you know, he did play with Haaland and playing from the left. I think Marmoush's problem has been the same as Aït-Nouri's, that Nick O'Reilly came in at left back and Doku on left wing started playing absolutely brilliantly. And so and Haaland, for the first time in ages, hasn't even had barely a week off with injury for quite a long time. So Marmoush was probably thinking, well, I'm going to get a third of the games at centre forward because of Haaland injuries, and I'm probably going to play half the games on the left wing because, you know, we haven't got a nailed down left winger. And suddenly Haaland's fit and Doku's playing phenomenally, and it looks difficult for him because now the most obvious position for him to play is to play behind Haaland, but you've got Cherky and Foden. And you're not going to drop Cherky at the minute. So Marmoush is suddenly like every position he could go to, someone's in it playing brilliantly. And Pep's not going to go and drop Cherky, Doku, and Haaland to play Marmoush in the big games because why would you?
Thank you, Matt, for the £2 super chat. Matt, I trust you more than I've seen off the bits. Thank you for the lovely super chat.
What is Marmoush's best position? That's the other thing I want to ask you guys.
Up front or just behind the striker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think playing a flexible role off, you know, one of the front three, but probably on the left, but running off and running behind Haaland. I think he's better at that than he is actually as the out and out striker because he's like your foil.
Oh, do I think Semenyo is the only signing? If this Ake rumour is true, the problem is with Mark Guehi, the ball is in Mark Guehi's court. He can sign a pre-contract with anybody outside of England as of January the 1st. and he's a very, very big family man. His family are pushing him to get as much money as he can out of this, which is fair. He doesn't have to. Crystal Palace can want money all day long, but Crystal Palace have allowed him to go into his last 6 months of his deal. So the same way KDB, he had a pre-year contract with Napoli. Real Madrid and Bayern Munich both want Mark Guehi, as do many other teams in the Premier League. The ball is firmly in. Now, Bournemouth do want Ake on loan for the rest of the season, meaning we will need to buy someone. If Mark Guehi is willing to come and fight for a place, and it will be fight for a place, City will move. But the ball is firmly in Mark Guehi's court.
If Guehi wants the money, he has to go in the summer. Because if he goes in January, Palace are going to get 30 million, and that's 30 million not going to him. If he goes in the summer, that 30 million comes to him.
Out,
so
in
a sense,
Oscar Bob will go out.
Yeah, if money's important, he has to go in June. Yeah, he has no other choice. And he doesn't have to sign a pre-contract in January. I mean, by doing that, he protects himself from injury or something, but he can just go free market in June and sign for anyone for free on July the 1st.
Bob won't be sold. I'm going on striker. The problem is with Bob wants to play. And even if Bob is fourth choice, third or fourth choice in the
Bob
wingers.
has to play.
He needs to play, and he's not going to play at City. Merry Christmas, Jack. Yeah, it is what it is. The thing is, I used to worry last season. I was worried about players sat on the bench. Now I'm not, because I am a badge before name now. I keep saying it. You want to guarantee playing time, then go and play at a team that guarantees you playing time, but then don't moan if you don't win trophies. Because if you go to Real Madrid, you go to Barcelona, you go to Liverpool, you go to Arsenal, you go to City, you're going to compete for honours. You may not win them all, but you'll compete, but you may play less. But that's the same at any top club.
I'm not surprised about Real Madrid.
People have said they wanted us to get back to a top squad. Now we're trying to do that. People are worrying about players' game time now. Are we worried about players' game time, or do we want to get a competitive top squad again?
Yeah,
competitive top squad. If you don't want, if you need players fighting for positions, time, then go with the bench, go with the weak bench, but then don't moan if we get injuries.
On the Guehi thing, guys, if I can ask all of you, realistically, of all the clubs I mentioned, where do you think he most likely ends up?
Guehi, I at the moment, I'd probably see him going abroad.
I was going to say Madrid.
Oh,
Bayern seems like a shout because maybe he must be good mates with Harry Kane or something. Maybe Harry Kane's spoken in his ear.
Yeah, plus Upamecano, his contract's up, isn't it? In the summer.
Yeah.
But again, it makes sense for them to replace one free agent with another.
There you go, Dash.
Yeah. And Madrid's a shout too because really, when you think of their defensive depth and the fact that their defense continuously gets injuries all the time. I mean, you think about it, you've got Eder Militao, who always has some sort of long-term injury it seems like every season. Huijsen, who I think is a very good defender, but he's been on and off with injuries as well too. Alaba's like 33, 34 now as well. He can't play half the games anymore. The only one is that young fella, that young Asensio guy who I think played against us the other week. He seems to be the only one, and I think it just screams like they could really do with a player like Guehi.
Plus, the other thing we have to factor in is, realistically, would we pay the sort of wages Madrid and Munich would pay?
For certain players, yeah. For others, we won't.
I think for Guehi, we would just do like we've done with a lot of other signings where we start them off on like the 120, 150K a week, something like that. And if you show that you are very good at what you're doing in the first season and a half, then straight away new contract on the
Pat, that's not going to happen. Guehi's not going to go and sign for 100 grand for someone when he can sign for 300 grand effectively. Yeah. So I mean that's not going to happen. If Guehi comes in, he's going to be on John Stone's wages, and that's just the way it is because he holds all the cards.
Yeah,
he's He's a 70, 80 million defender. He's going to go for 30 in January or for free in the summer. And if that happens, that 80 million goes to him. So,
do you think City might offer a higher contract to avoid the signing on bonus then?
I don't think he'll sign for City because I just think there is absolutely no sense for him in signing for City when we've got the best young left-footed centre back in world football playing for us. So I think City is just not happening. It just makes no sense to the player. I said it last week. No sense to the player.
I'd say we're on the list for him, but probably towards like 4th or 5th. Because he walks into Liverpool's defence, walks into Munich's right now, walks into Madrid.
Walks into Madrid's.
Yeah,
and he's on the bench for us.
Yeah,
and he's on our bench.
And they will probably pay him north of 200 grand easy per week. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think for City it makes incredible sense. Like for City it is a brilliant deal, but I just think that we're probably like way down the list because he'll look at us and he'll think I'll be on the bench. Why would I want to be on a bench before a World Cup? Why would I want to be on a bench when I think I'm one of the best defenders?
By the way,
world?
this is what I meant earlier by cushion off. City are looking at buying an Uzbekistan club to add to CFG. So there you go. I doubt Semenyo will join us. Why?
Because we're getting Diamande instead.
Why will Semenyo join us if Cherky's playing right wing and Sevilla Boba backups? I don't think Cherky's long term will be on the right wing. I think he'll be a floater. I think he'll be given a free role.
Is there any truth to this Diamande at all?
There's been interest, but I don't. The problem is we need homegrown. That's the problem.
Yeah, but he just signed a new deal with a release clause of 80 million.
We need homegrown. The homegrown's the problem. Because if Lewis goes, Bob goes, Trafford goes, Ake Stones all go, that's 5 homegrown out the door.
Grealish goes.
If you look at a lot of our links, they're all homegrown players.
Yeah.
Martin, who do you think, if we don't get like a Guehi and if Aston Villa does finish in UCL?
Consa has been on the list, yes.
Yeah, but if Aston, do you still get him if Aston Villa finishes and something?
Yep. Consa.
They've had to sell to buy. I mean, that's
They're also having a look at this. Is it Catamol, who's out in France? Is it?
Not Lee Catamol.
No, the other one. What's he called?
Cresswell? Are you talking about Cresswell?
Yeah, Cresswell. Sorry, not Catamol. Cresswell. I say Catwell. Cresswell. Sorry, I knew it began with C.
But you're thinking of footballers from about 15 years ago.
I know.
You know? Is it
It's
Richard Cresswell?
because I'm going to
Aaron
Sunderland in a
Cresswell.
couple of weeks. I'm going to Sunderland in 10 days, so I had Catmull in my head. Stephen, again with the £5. Thank you so much.
But no, you're not having him.
No, you're
not having him.
Put the wrong one on because he's put another one in. Stephen's on fire tonight. He's put about 40 quid in the kit. Thank you so much.
You just don't have the CHAMPONS down.
The latter, Martin, I would like to apologise on behalf of Arsenal Football Club for this. No, Igal's fine. I get on with Igal. He's a good laugh. He backs his team. He backs his team, and that's fine. I get it. You know, Igal's a top lad. I just like to give a bit back. But Hussein's right. No, Igal has a little way of winding me up. He knows which buttons to press on me sometimes.
Yeah, Darsh, that Cresswell, yeah. And yes, I just looked it up. West Ham.
Yeah, Alan's been coaching him. Alan's been doing coaching sessions on Igal. This is how you wind up, Martin. Let me tell you.
People think I'm weird, you know. People think I'm weird. So I go on these rival channels and they think I'm weird. So each to your own, I suppose. Suppose it's what you're used to. Pep Guardiola, just some comments that have just come out from the embargo section of his post-match yesterday. Pep Guardiola on whether improvement comes from training. When can I train? Tell me when. Next week we are holidays. I don't want to see them. Holidays be with families and good champagne. Good champagne. He's telling him to get pissed. Pep Guardiola on Forest. Are you going to ask me about Nottingham Forest? No chance. I'm going to answer No chance. Today, Forest is in 7 days' time. No, no, no. Sean Dyche, we have faced many, many times. It's lovely to see him. I'm happy. He's got a lovely voice, like the best fan in the world, Martin Horsfield. It reminds me of Sean Dyche. No, we didn't really say that part. But we have time press conferences on Boxing Day. Pep Guardiola plays disconnecting over Christmas. Yeah, of course, it's good. Do you know, for them to see their manager every day? So tough. At this time, always, I give as much time off. I learned in England that as much days off as you can give them. The schedule is so tight. It's important to arrive in the moment of the games, fresh and fit. That's why you have to recover. The players have to go and see the families. Pep's going to Barcelona for Christmas. I recommended you to come there. The food is good. Yeah, so he's just basically saying they're going to have loads and loads of time off. He said, but they are going to be weighed ahead of their 3-day Christmas break to monitor if they get fat. Wow. Gosh.
Brilliant. I reckon I should post the league table. We had the best Christmas dinner, like.
Wow.
Brilliant. Ruben Diaz, plus 2 kilos.
I'll tell you what we are going to rate, though, is the league table. As you can see, me and Rich are neck and neck.
Alan, we better start working out a forfeit for Alan.
The reason is because during the Sunderland week, I was the only one who put a prediction in for Sunderland, and I got it bang on.
Does that mean
nobody else put it in? It's not my fault. They are not babies.
Nope, you
are not babies. You should have learned this season. So me and you, Rich, are neck and neck. Ozzy and Pat on 16, and Alan is going to end up doing the forfeit. This could be coming to a club near you very, very shortly. There you go.
So, yeah. We've got to start working out how we get, we've got to start working out what we've got Alan to. I mean, obviously, it's going to involve a rainbow Nunes, Nicholas Otamendi football shirt of some kind.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Andrew. Make him wear a Liverpool or a Man U shirt.
Yeah. With an Otamendi on the back, the general.
That could be good.
And get a rainbow tattoo on his arm.
Yes, there is a space tonight, mate. There is. Triggering the dressing room. I'm sorry, DC. I promise you, this will be sorted by New Year. I promise you.
No, it won't, DC. It won't.
Damn, Pat. Step up your ball knowledge. Jesus. Being called out, Pat.
Please explain.
There. Explain.
Swipe, explain yourself.
Don't stop calling me swipe. By the way, right, 2 things. I noticed this earlier. There is a guy going around called Unofficial Martin at the minute. That's not me. Begging to go on streams. It's not me. So that's it. For some reason, I have a couple of stalkers that are going into my profiles and they're nicking photos and all sorts.
Digital stalkers, yeah.
Yeah, digital stalkers, not other stalkers. Dylan says Phil Foden.
Surely they haven't got that much time on their hands.
Dylan, stop taking a piss. Stop taking a piss.
They'll get bored soon. They'll get bored. Right, that's it then. There will be a show tomorrow night, not on here. We are back on Through Black and White Eyes at 8 p.m. tomorrow, where we will do Oil Brothers episode 14. He's called it episode 12, but it's 14. It's a good job someone's catching up. The ironic thing is Newcastle fans are moaning about penalties that they didn't get. Ooh, what goes around comes around, really, isn't it? A little bit. So, yes.
Yeah, that's football. That's the thing. It helps and it hinders everyone. A few weeks ago, Liverpool were whining. And at Spurs yesterday, the referee actually had a Liverpool shirt on. and with Van Dijk on the back. It was crooked it was, and I'm saying that as a neutral watching it. But I haven't heard a single Liverpool fan complaining that they had a Scouser referee in a match against Spurs who won them the game.
Listen, when things don't go your way, of course you're going to have a moan. When they do go your way. We've only had, was it like one penalty all season? I went back and watched a show from last season on another channel.
No, we've had at least two.
They were slandering Erling Braut Haaland like he was it was after the Palace game in the FA Cup final. And because he didn't take the penalty, he's a bottle job. He's not that good. I'm like, this is tell you, I'm going back getting all the receipts. All the receipts. By the way, there's 430 of you on here. Please smash that like button. If you are new, please subscribe. That'd be amazing. Big up to Stephen tonight, who's put about 30 quid's worth of super chats in. Big up. And to Rose and to who else? Bite your dick off. It would renew their membership. Julie as well. Thank you so much. And Amar for your kind generosity. For the people who have joined us and got involved in the chat, again, thank you for your kind generosity. Because you don't you don't need super chat, like, or anything to get involved. We want you just to be involved because we are a family. There will be a Christmas Day message that will come out. I'm going to speak to the lads. We're going to record something. If they want to send me something over, but there will be a Christmas Day message to all of you going out on the channel on Christmas Day morning. So have a look at that. There'll be no more lives now till Thursday next week, maybe Friday, Thursday, Friday, depending on availability. Where we'll start the countdown into Forest. So, yeah, it will be a quieter week because it's Christmas. And as Pep says, you all need to enjoy it with your families as well. There will be a space later, but there'll be a show tomorrow, 8 p.m, through Black and White Eyes channel. Go and give it a lot of love. Majoyce has gifted 20 memberships. Big up. W's in the chat for Majoyce. Thank you so much. Amazing support.
Legend, Majoyce.
Honestly, as I'm looking at the analytics last night, you lot have gone through the roof. And we can't say thank you enough. Everything is up. Watch time, the lot. It really is amazing. It means you're enjoying the content. So we want to say a massive thank you from everyone. Notice the views and everything have got up since Rich has come down to one a month. Maybe that's telling us something.
Yeah, it means that I watch the show and they go up by one.
You ever thought, Rich?
That'll change during the week as Rich is on his way to go watch more dead rubber cricket.
Oh, yeah. You're not going watching more cricket now, are you, Rich? It's over.
Of course I am. What more
it's is over, Rich.
Thank you, Martin.
How much time do you actually think you spend watching the cricket? You're drinking, you're chatting to mates, you're meeting football fans all over the world, you're having a great time.
Did you see Macca there at all, Rich?
Go and do it.
I did see Macca. He was on the same plane as me. Read the WhatsApp group.
Rich, this Bazball is crap. Stop watching it.
I'll be down in Melbourne. I'll be down in Sydney. Come on.
Who are you supporting over there? England or Australia?
Who do you think? Sitting in the Barmy Army, watching, meeting. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Who cares about the result?
No, but thank you, Majoyce.
Adelaide is the best place.
Thank you.
It is a great ground. Yeah.
Brilliant ground.
Yeah, but Merry Christmas to all of you. Have a lovely Christmas. It means Rich can afford his Vimto subscription. Don't forget, we have got a new thing now. Buy us a coffee if you want. Buy us a coffee if you want to help. It should be called Buy us a Costa, but the company's just called Buy us a coffee.
Well, if it was Rich, he'd be send us a Vimto.
Give us a Vimto. So what I'll do is there will be a Twitter space at midnight. I'm going to go and take you all over to Beta Games TV, who is live right now. Go and show Vader a lot of love. I'm going to go and join him for half an hour. Let me just get the link up. So you're going to be all sent over to a little bit of the old lovely Beta Games TV. Please show them a lot of love. There is 200 of you here. Please do it. We want you to support Beta Games. A lot of love. I'm just talking so I get time to set up the redirect. Because I'm like, how do I get the redirect on? I didn't know he was live until now. So Beta Games. You lot can talk, you know, while I'm just doing this.
No, I just put in the chat, man. Hit the subscribe button on the road to 8K. We appreciate everybody tuning in, all the support, man. Let's keep it going. It's been a great season.
It's all set up. So go and give. I want you to put Mank Way Raid in the chat. I'll go and join him over there. Oh, smash those likes on the way out, and we'll see you during the week for our Christmas video. Take care, all. Hopefully, I'll see you all over on Through Black and White Eyes, where Baz and Ed will go at it again for 500th time. Take care, and as always, up the Blues. Take care, all.